the manufactured crisis is an entire book written on why the Nation at Risk report was flawed. And basic conclusion is that, they said the schools are failing because SAT scores are dropping. But the reality is that since 1965 and Johnson's war on poverty, we had more students that were taking the SATs and going to college. And so it's a law of averages that the more students that took the SAT, the lower those averages dropped. It was a success on the part of public education because for the first time we had this greater equity and more opportunity for those that had previously been denied opportunity. So that might lead you to your answer, is why the attack on teachers? Because you're seeing poor minority making gains. And for some people, that want to sustain a power structure, they don't want to share the power. I look at it a lot like what happened in Nazi Germany. And if you're going to forward an agenda, then you've got to first find a scapegoat. That's the first, that's how you forward an agenda. And teachers were scapegoated. Because before that, teachers, were honored and respected. And there really came a shift of all of a sudden, felt like all of a sudden, don't tell your daughters to grow up and be teachers. Don't tell your sons, to go in education. But there's a lot of motives. That's the complexity of it. If we try and make this too simple, if we try and say this is, on the efforts of the right to destroy public education, we're going to miss some really important opportunities. It is about power. Everything is always about power and control. Who's going to decide? And whoever decides what children learn, what opportunities they have, really decides a great majority of the rest of it. So this issue of public education, in my mind, and that's why I've been working so long on this, is the most important issue of all. And if we don't start to create classrooms where children think critically about who's making the decisions, about what they're learning, how it's being measured, who it's benefiting, we're going to be in a world of hurt 20 years from now. If we don't have learning that empowers children, that makes them feel like they're leaders, that they can change when there's injustice in the world, when they can confront things that aren't right. This is not going to look like a democracy. It's not going to look like a republic in 20 years if we lose this battle in public education.